Hey everybody, how are you? It's Jamie here, and a very warm welcome to you all to Barcelona and to this pop-up live. Now, I do apologize in advance. YouTube is having a bit of a funny 5 minutes. I actually scheduled this correctly, taken into account the time difference in the UK and here in Barcelona, only 1 hour, but YouTube just kept starting my live. So I've had to schedule it for even later and just press live now. So I really apologize in advance. What I posted for you, a 4:40 p.m. start in the UK, is exactly as it should be. So I'm here, and to those of you watching on replay, hi, hola, thank you for joining me. Hi, Tony. So as I said, welcome to Barcelona and this pop-up. A pop-up, I haven't done one for a few weeks actually because I've been home. Hey everybody, hi. I've been home in the UK on my Mondays for Monday Night Live, but no longer the case. I am traveling again. I am spending 1 week on board Costa Toscana, and I'm cruising the Med. I have never ever cruised the Med in January, and I have to say it's quite an eye-opener in terms of how quiet everything feels in the ports I've been to so far compared to usual. I mean, I've been to Barcelona in the springtime, in the summertime. It has never been as quiet as I've seen it today, and my goodness me, that was just fabulous. I got to do all sorts without any lines, any fuss, without banging into people. Loved it. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about Costa Cruises, and in particular this ship, which was built in 2021. It's a large one. It's a little bit like P&O Iona, P&O Avia structurally below the waterline it is. But actually, the structure of everything else, it feels very, very different. And the venues, totally different. The decor, completely different. And I can see how this would certainly divide opinion amongst fellow Brits and even some of the American crew as well. The most common nationality on board here is Italian. It's an Italian cruise line, but also a lot of French and Spanish people on board as well, followed by German. I believe, from what the crew have told me, I am the only Brit on board. And I think that's something that might put some of the Brits off, maybe even Americans, I don't know. It might put some people off. For me, it hasn't put me off at all. I think it's actually quite charming. I feel like I am being welcomed on board a cruise line that is very unfamiliar to me, and welcomed indeed by all nationalities. I have had the most beautiful interactions with some fellow passengers, and I'm fortunate in that I can speak French and I can speak Spanish, and my Italian ain't too bad. It's not too bad. So I haven't had issues with language barriers. Having said that, if you don't speak French, Spanish, or any other language, you don't need to worry, because I think nearly all the crew speak English, good English. There's also what do they call it? They call it like an international desk, where they have different speakers of different languages. And essentially, on day one, I went up there and I thought, I've got a few questions to ask. And lovely English lady answered all my questions for me. They also have a get-together in one of the larger venues the day you board, if you don't speak Italian, French, Spanish, etc. So they've got you covered. As for the daily program that's delivered, that's always in English. They know exactly what your first language is. And the menus for the drinks, for the food, and all the restaurants are always in multiple languages. So that's not been a problem at all. So if you're somebody who has considered Costa and thought, language barrier, I haven't actually encountered that at all. And let me dispel a few myths. The entertainment is in multiple languages for those people asking. At the same time, the entertainment manager is, oh look, the sun is setting, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. The entertainment manager, I mean, he's something to behold. He's literally talking at about 1,000 miles an hour, and he's able to go from one language to the next. The entertainment generally, though, we're talking like songs and shows that don't involve talking and acting, so it doesn't really matter what your first language is. So that's not been a problem at all, in my opinion. Thank you very much, Tony. Yes, we made 35,000 subscribers. Gosh, a number of days ago. I just didn't notice, and then when I did notice, I didn't have a chance to tell you. So thank you. Yes, I'm very, very pleased about that. And also, I'm so grateful to those of you who have booked onto my group cruise. If you wanted any information about that, it's on my Facebook page and Patreon page. My group cruise with Fred Olsen, 4th of January 2026. We've now had 30 people book, which is amazing because it was only launched 2 days ago. So I can't wait. I was, you know me, I wasn't really wanting to do a group cruise until y'all bullied me into it. And I'm actually really excited now. And there are people coming on it I've never ever met. And there are going to be some awesome events on board as well. So I'm really very much looking forward to that. And thank you so much for the amazing response. I know there are, yes, Ali Wax fan has, but I know there are more of you who are going to book, and some of you wait for payday. I don't blame you at all. You're welcome. Some of you are saying thank you for the video message. So let's get back to Costa and this cruise ship. I'm going to take you for a walk, actually, folks. I'm hoping that the signal will hold out. Every time I walk, you know, this goes a little bit dodgy. If I start buffering, please don't start messaging saying you've gone, I've lost you. I know, I'll be back. Just be patient. So I am going to do something that actually makes my legs go to jelly, and that's walk over this glass floor down here. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? I don't like doing these things. They don't feel safe to me. Oh my God, is the internet still working? Look, I can't believe it. Princess have got one of these, but this one's much bigger. It's about 15 times bigger. So a few comments I've seen online about Costa Cruises that I do want to discuss. Oh God, I'm still walking on it. I just looked down and I thought, oh my God. A few myths to dispel. Let's start with the crew and whether or not they're friendly or not, okay? So I'm going to be honest with you. I've had one issue so far, and literally about 10 seconds after the issue, that member of crew came back to me and apologized profusely and said they were so rushed and they felt really pressured in that moment with other guests around. You know, I got it. Everyone else has been absolutely awesome, super friendly, very patient as well. You know, I've had a lot of questions because I didn't know anything about this cruise line. I've got to be honest with you, I never watched any vlogs. I didn't look up any information about it whatsoever. I wanted to come on this and film to essentially help anyone out that always wondered what it would be like, and learn from my mistakes, essentially. I know that might sound weird, but I think it's really important you're able to see what I'm doing, know that I have no experience of it, and then learn from what I did wrong. And through this vlog, I'm absolutely saying, don't do this, don't do what I thought. By the way, here's some information for you that you might not have known. I certainly didn't know it, even when I was checking in, etc. So I am trying my best to experience things for the first time and make sure if you come on board that you know exactly what to do. So the crew, as I've said, I think they've been great. I've had minimal wait times as well for drinks, for food, and this is a big ship. She can hold 6,500 passengers when full. She's not full right now. So I'm really pleased that I've not had those wait times. You know that really annoys me. And I've not had the curse of the solo traveler issues yet either, which does make me happy. I had me bowl of soup, and then I had the first course, a pasta course, and then I had the most amazing cordon bleu I've ever had. Oh my goodness, the crumb on it, the strength of the cheese in the middle, it was just delicious. It really was fantastic. And I went to the pizzeria, and the calzone I had was one of the better ones I've had anywhere on the planet. They do pizza and pasta on this cruise line better than MSC. I'm going to say that right now, better. And also the food in the main dining room, although I've only been once, was better than what we had on MSC as well. Sorry MSC, I do have a lot of love for you, but the food here was better. Coffee, iced coffee, very important. Bloody handsome. Probably the nicest coffee I've had on any cruise ship. I mean, I think it should be good as an Italian cruise line goes, but it was really good. It's quite strong, and that suits me down to the ground. So my life force in the morning is suiting me. Something some of you may not be aware about when it comes to Costa cruises is that generally they are very reasonably priced. This week in the Med was going for £300 per person for a week's cruise. Now I think that's incredible. They do as well. They think it's incredible. Look, I didn't pay £300 because I'm solo. And also I had my flights thrown in and transferred. I flew with British Airways, all organised actually by Costa. To their credit, it was done very, very quickly, very efficiently. So for my week on board as a solo passenger in an ocean view cabin, plus my flights for BA, so their airport of choice, actually Costa's airport of choice, was to fly us into Milan, Linate, Milan, and then ferry us down in a little minibus to Savona, which is where the ship was docked, which is about an hour and a half's transfer. It all ran so smoothly. I mean, I was really surprised. I said to Matthew before I left, something to the effect of, this is going to be catastrophically bad, isn't it? I said, I'm going to try and go with an open mind. But I just can't believe the flight and the transfers and everything on board is going to go smoothly for me. And I couldn't have been more wrong. You know, there was someone waiting to collect me. There was a German family and the van. An hour and a half later were there. The check-in, oh my goodness, the cruise terminal at Savona. Wow. I mean, it puts everything in the UK to shame. It was so spacious, it's multi-tiered, it's got a proper cafe there that serves alcohol and coffees and teas and food. There's a lovely outdoor terrace in the sunshine, and I kind of felt like no rush. You know when you sometimes have that rush and you want to feel like you want to get on the ship with people staring at me. Hi, ciao. That feeling like, oh, I just want to get on the ship. I didn't have that feeling. I was on the terrace in the sunshine thinking, God blimey, it's January and I'm sat in the sun with a lovely coffee. I didn't feel that need to rush, and when my number was called, I'm like, oh, I was quite enjoying myself here. Do I have to get on board? So that all went so well. My cabin was ready. Oh, my luggage was already at my cabin when I got on board. I don't know if you've seen Instagram, but I have posted some pictures of my cabin today. It will definitely divide opinion. It's a really good sized cabin, there's no doubt about that. But not everyone will appreciate what I can see is kind of like a slight IKEA, slight Ibis kind of feel to it. And also a touch of Virgin Voyages, it's kind of like beach vibey. I have to say, I love the splash of colour in there. I love the beach vibe in there. Some people were saying online, oh, you're okay. Oh, bless. Some lady was crouching down to not get in my way, but she doesn't realise it's facing me. Bless her. Grazie. You see, people are so lovely. She's smiling and laughing. Someone got me a knife today. A French couple were like, "You haven't got a knife." I said I couldn't find one. They said, "Have a knife." They got me a knife. I'm like, "Oh, merci, c'est gentil à ta part." Sorry, I lost my train of thought then. Cabin. Some people have said they really dislike the fact that there's a pane of glass between the shower and the living quarters area. So I don't quite understand the need for that to be there. I've been sort of racking over in my head, coming up with some ideas. It's frosted around all your bits and bobs, but also there's a curtain. It's a nice curtain. It's a thick curtain as well. Someone was saying, "Oh, but all the shadows, that puts me off." I'm like, I don't think there's any shadows there. And also, if you're scared by your own shadow, then I'm worried about you. I really am. So look, I don't understand why it's there, but you can't see through it. You can't, you know? And if you're with a loved one, and you see a shadow, their silhouette in a shower, hopefully you won't be too offended by that. If you're sharing with friends, I still maintain you can't see through it. I'll show you in the vlog. So for me personally, I don't understand why it's there, but I don't think it's problematic. The only other thing with the cabin that some people might not like is that I don't feel it's got a huge amount of storage space. I do think though that Costa tends to do 1 week cruises. Like this ship is doing this route over and over again, a bit like MSC, you know, and they're picking up and dropping off people at different ports. Can you hear through the glass? No, you can't hear through the glass. So, as I said, they're picking up and dropping off at different ports here as well. I've just lost my train of thought because someone was giving me a right old stare. Right old stare. What are you staring at? What are you staring at? Cabin, storage space. So there's no drawers and there's only a few shelves. There's plenty of hanging space. So I would say, you know, there's like little collapsible shelves that you can get, the little lightweight ones. That would probably be something I would bring on board in future. But with my packing cubes, you can get your own Travelblog Jamie packing cubes, travelblogjamie.com. That's the shop, you can get them there. With your packing cubes, it's all going to be fine. Someone just asked about the iced latte. I mentioned it a bit earlier. It's probably one of the best iced lattes I've had at sea, if I'm honest with you. It's great, and it's a bit stronger. You know, a lot of the cruise lines make them so milky. This has got a bit of proper life force to it, so thank you for asking. Smoking was something else people had picked up on. Now, apparently you're allowed to smoke on the balconies, but I haven't actually seen anyone doing that, and I haven't seen any ashtrays on the balconies either. I have found people to be quite respectful on board. Yes, shameful product placement, you've got to do that. What's the point of having a product if you can't place it? I feel people have been quite respectful about smoking. There are outdoor smoking areas, and I haven't seen people smoking elsewhere. So you know me, I hate the smell of smoke. It's just, it doesn't work for me. And as an asthmatic, I've had issues like my mum and dad smoking as I grew up, and being like drastically ill for weeks on end because of it. So it doesn't really work for me. And that's no offense to anyone else who does, not judging you, I just don't like it. I haven't had a problem on here. I did have a problem on Princess, on Caribbean Princess, massively. I have not had that issue here at all, which I'm really pleased about, actually. Does anybody have any other kind of like myths or things or negative things you've heard about Costa? Does it have a saga feel about it? No, because this is for like families and younger people. It's not over 50s. Costa is definitely not for over 50s, I promise you. There's a young crowd on here. Right, surcharges, that was the other thing. So here's the thing. A lot of things on here come with a surcharge, definitely. Even like the grill, the poolside grill, they call it the Salty Beach. And there's a surcharge for what are very big burgers, by the way, they're massive. Drinks, I don't think are badly priced. There's a 15% surcharge on the drinks, but like my iced coffee is €2.20 and they add 15% on that. So I don't think that's bad. You can get cocktails from anywhere between like 7 to 10 euros. So again, I don't think that's that bad. Water. If you're in the main dining room and you want water, you can't have tap water for some reason. Got to be bottled. A large bottle is €4. So that's different. I'm not used to that. You can get water, having said that, in the buffet. You can. Room service is also chargeable, but I found that to be a small amount, to be honest with you. Where are you going to get your food from without paying? The buffet, the main dining rooms as well. Every other specialty restaurant has a surcharge, although not necessarily a huge amount. When I went to the pizzeria, like I said, like one of the best pizzas I've had ever, I think it was €9 for my meal. So not bad. There's someone asked about the daily service charge. So the gratuities is €11 per day. So what I am doing is tallying up everything I'm spending, all these surcharges, to see whether or not actually this is good value. I'll repeat what I said earlier. You could get this cruise for £300 per person. £300 per person. If you add some of those surcharges I was just talking about, it still ought to, in theory, come to a lot less than your average cruise line sailing the Mediterranean. At least that's what I think. And of course, I will be honest and I will share my bill with you at the end of this week. Okay, whilst I was just talking then, I didn't actually see any questions pop up. I think somebody had mentioned whether this catered or whether it was good for Brits or not. It depends what you mean. They do indeed have drinks packages. They have a number of drinks packages. I think they start at something like, for the soft drinks package, something like it's like €19 for a kids package, and then it goes up to €24 for a soft drinks package per day, that is. And then I think it's 30 something euros for the alcoholic one, or 40 something euros for the big drinks package. Port taxes are included. Harold, you got a lot of questions. Yes, port taxes are included in every cruise I've ever been on, to be honest with you. Okay, so this doesn't cater specifically for Brits. I don't think it actually tries to cater for one nationality over, Fred Olsen's drinks package is a bargain, but they don't actually include all cocktails in that. So I think at the moment it's going for like £20 a day though, isn't it? So it's still really good. It's really good. I know you like to ask questions, Harold, thank you. Just give everyone else a chance as well, please. Are you finding the other passengers rude? Queue jumpers? No more than British people. No more than British people, no. So money I've covered, surcharges I've covered. It doesn't cater necessarily for any one nationality, in my humble opinion. You will find in the main dining room there are a number of Italian dishes, and the always available they have very often on cruise ships. They have that here, and I'm really pleased because you know what one of the always availables is? It's minestrone soup. They also do some always available pasta dishes, steaks, that kind of thing. You've seen all of that before, So I don't really feel it's catering for any specific nationality, although you can tell there's a slight Italian feel and flair about it, and in the decor as well. Otherwise, in terms of crew, it's incredibly multinational. I haven't actually found a Bloody Mary on board, Simon. I was looking for one, I have to be honest, and I didn't see it on the menu, so I might just ask if they do them. I don't actually know if... I'm sure some of the crew will have heard of a Bloody Mary. I'm sure they will have. I don't even know that I've seen an espresso martini on board either. Someone's asking me about Ambassador. They're not really for me, and that's because the lack of flexibility when it comes to dining, and that's really important to me. I'm not aware of someone's just asked, I'm not aware of Costa Cruises sailing from the UK. Hi to those people in Marseille. I'm not familiar with them sailing from the UK at all, no. I think mainly Mediterranean ports. Sailing in January in the Med, I mean, it's going to be colder, of course it is, than what perhaps you're used to for your summer Med cruises. Definitely colder. In the evenings in particular. Right now I'm getting chilly out here. I am getting very chilly. But during the daytime so far in our ports of Marseille and Barcelona today, it reached 16 degrees Celsius. So, you know, for January, a little bit of winter sunshine, I can't knock it. It was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful today and yesterday in Marseille. I was wearing my hoodie. There is an adults only area on board Georgina. It doesn't cost any extra. It's got a big pool, very nice heated pool as well. Nice loungers, day beds, that kind of thing. Very, very nice indeed. I'm supposed to say hello to Debbie. She's glued to the screen. Hi. Someone was just talking about how important dining is to them and some flexibility. I do agree. On Ambassador, I didn't have any flexibility. I had to sit with people at breakfast, lunch and dinner without fail. And even when there was a table for two, they still wouldn't let me sit there until I caused an absolute almighty fuss one day. They were just inflexible, immovable people, and I wasn't very happy about that, so sorry. But you know, if you like sharing your table for breakfast, lunch and dinner, go for it. Go for it. I know, Ian, 16 degrees is positively balmy compared to the UK, but also, I don't know, for Brits out there, 16 degrees Celsius is like a really lovely, warm, late spring day that we've all been waiting for months, you know? That's how it feels here. That's exactly how it feels here at the moment. You're not a table sharer. I don't think Ambassador's for you then, Sean. I'm sorry. It was a nightmare for me trying to get a table to myself even at breakfast time. So that's my honest opinion. Yeah, so this is it's like beautiful, mild spring days in the UK, you know? So I'm loving that for January. And I tell you what, Barcelona today was so quiet compared to when I've been before. You know, walking up the Ramblas and thinking, where is everybody? I don't have to hold on to everything in case someone comes to try and steal something from me. Oh, that's so stereotypical. The Ramblas has a very bad reputation, okay? It has a very bad reputation for pickpockets. I'm really sorry about that. It's true though, it does. I've never been pickpocketed in Spain. But there was no one around. It was great. I went to the Boqueria, you know, the really famous market, and normally you can't even walk through it, and my goodness, I was able to get a spot up at a bar. Oh, fabulous, lovely tapas, and oh my god, having drinks for like €2 something as well, up to €4 was a godsend. Let me just spin around a little bit. Someone's asking. Sun is setting, sun's getting real low. Someone's asking if there's much difference between Avia and Iona and this ship. Yes, there is actually. It does look similar from the outside, but everything here is completely different. At the aft, this is the aft of the ship. You can't tell me this looks like Avia or Iona. It doesn't. This is where they have shows in the evening. And then some of you saw me walking over the glass panels just now as well. I'm trying not to move around too much because I might lose signal, so I'll go in this direction a little bit, try and show you some rest of the ship. I'm not sure I'm going to manage with the light fading, and we've only got a minute left. Pop-up is never more than 30 minutes, ever. That's why it's a pop-up. So listen, folks, thank you for joining me. Sorry if that was a bit frantic, but, you know, a pop-up, my goodness me, there's so much to discuss in 30 minutes. I'm walking because there's another pool here that you might want to have a look at. A little one down here. They have something called Volare, a skywalk, by the way. It's like a platform as high up as you can go around the ship. It's absolutely fabulous. Don't move, you'll get seasick. Okay, I'm going to stop there because that's half an hour and I'm a man of my word. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I've been yada 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 for 30 minutes. Hopefully you've got some ideas as to what Costa is like. You all take good care of yourselves. Thank you as always for your support. That 35,000 subscriber number. Yay! Mwah. Take care everybody. Love to you all.